Welcome back, friends. So in today's video, we're diving into the portfolios of some of the most legendary investors of our time, and those investors being Warren Buffett, Cathie Wood, Ray Dalio, and Bill Ackman. Now, have you ever wondered which stocks these titans have in common? Well, today I'll show you how to write a Python script that analyzes multiple portfolios and finds overlapping stocks all in just a few lines of code. All right, so I'm going to do this on colab.research.google.com, and I'm doing it there because it makes it easy to get started with programming. And all you have to do is log in with your Google account to get started writing your Python code. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started here now. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to put in a comment. So I want to import the pandas library, or I should say import the necessary libraries. Okay, and right now I'm trying out this dark mode. I had a suggestion about trying it out, so I kind of like it. Let's see how you all like it as well. Okay, so first I am going to import pandas. So I'm going to type import pandas as PD, and that's really the only library that we need. And we're importing the pandas library for data manipulation and analysis. So now that that's done, I'm just going to go ahead and run this cell by clicking this button here to the left. And this will let me know if I made any mistakes, and I get a little check mark. So everything is good here. Let's go ahead and create a new cell by clicking that code button in the top left. All right, next I want to list, or how about this? I want to create a list of CSV files or CSV file names that contain clean portfolio data for each investor. All right. So I've already uploaded the CSV files for each investor. So I have them here. I have a portfolio for Bill Ackman, a portfolio for Cathie Wood, a portfolio for Ray Dalio, and a portfolio for Warren Buffett. So I was able to gather this information of stocks that they had or have. So it is somewhat up to date. And I see that there's a small mistake here. So I'm just going to click on these three dots and let's rename this file. I don't want that dot there. Okay. So now we have these four files ready for us. All right, so let's exit out of that pane. Actually, let's go back one more time. Let's double click, let's say the wood, and let's take a look at that CSV file. Okay, so we can see in this file, we have the stock symbol. We have the company of the stock, right, under stock. We have the market cap. We have the holding value, the number of shares that Cathie Wood has, the last trade, which was Q1 2025. And like I said, this is just slightly, might be slightly out of date. And we have some trade history. Okay, so that looks good. And we're basically going to be using this file or this file and the other three to compare portfolios of all these investors. All right, so let's exit out of here and let's get back to coding. Okay, so like I said, I want to create a list of CSV file names. So let's go ahead and create a variable called CSV underscore files. And I'm going to set this equal to all of those names that I have there. So let's start with, oh, let's see what Google suggests here. Nothing? Okay. All right. So I have Warren Buffett. Oh, there we go. Perfect. That looks good. So we have Warren, I think it's Warren dash Buffett underscore portfolio underscore clean.csv. And I might have to take a look at those files again. Then let's put comma. And then I have Cathie dash wood underscore portfolio underscore clean.csv. And I have Bill Ackman. So Bill dash Ackman underscore portfolio underscore clean.csv and Ray Dalio. So we have Ray dash Valio underscore portfolio underscore clean.csv. Okay, so I think that'll do it. Hopefully I got it right. Let's just double check. So we have Warren Buffett, we have Kathy Wood, we have Bill Ackman, and Ray Dalio. So I think that looks good. All right, let's go ahead and run this. Okay, we get a check mark. Everything's looking good. Let's create a new cell. All right, now in this cell, let's go ahead and initialize an empty dictionary. And we're going to use this to store stock information across the portfolios. Okay, so I'm going to call it stock underscore dic, which will be short for dictionary. And I'm going to set it equal to a left and right curly bracket. And I guess that's probably, we can continue with this cell, but let's just run this and let's create a new one. All right, so now let's loop through each CSV file in the list. All right, so I like what Google has suggested here. So let's go ahead and create our for loop. So for, we'll just call it file in CSV underscore files. We want to read the CSV file. So I like what Google put here. So we're going to read the CSV file into my pandas data frame. And I'm going to change this up. So we're going to read the CSV file into a pandas data frame and load only 2 columns. So we're going to load the column symbol and the column stock, right? If we look back at the file here, let's look at Kathy. We have symbol and we have stock, and that's really all we need. Okay, so let's load only that. So I will do this. So we're going to have df. We're going to set df, which will be short for data frame. Set it equal to pd.read underscore CSV file. And we're going to use the columns. So use calls. So we're going to set that equal to, we want the symbol column and the stock column, just like that there. All right. Okay, so we are going through a file. And now if we are going to that file, right, the data frame is df. So now we want to iterate over each row in the data frame. So let's go ahead and put that in comments. We're going to iterate over each row of the data frame, which is df. So to do that, I like what Google has put here. Let's just tab over. And actually, we don't need index. I don't think we will. So I'm just going to put a underscore here. So it just kind of tells it not to use it. So for underscore row in df dot iter rows, what do we want to do? We want to extract the stock symbol. So I'm going to create a variable called symbol. And I'm going to set it equal to row symbol. Oh, and Google made another suggestion for us. We created a variable called stock and set it equal to row stock. So it's extracting the full stock name. All right, so for example, here the symbol would be maybe like AAPL for Apple, and here stock is really the company's name. So this would be something like Apple Inc. All right. Okay, so let's just change this variable. I'm going to call it stock underscore name. I think it makes it a little bit more clear. Okay, so next, let's see, Google put check if the symbol is already in the stock dictionary. Okay, let's do that actually. So if the symbol is in the stock underscore dictionary, then we're going to do some stuff with it. So what do we want to do with it? We're going to maybe I should think about creating a new dictionary entry first, but we can do it this way as well. So if the symbol is in the stock dictionary, then our stock underscore dictionary at position symbol and I don't let's see, maybe I do this. If the symbol is not in the stock dictionary, this is a better way to think of it for me, then we are going to create a new dictionary entry with stock name. We will do a count and a list of portfolios it appears in. All right. So let's go ahead and create that. I like what Google suggested here. I'm just going to tab over and let's take a look. So it's going to create a new dictionary entry for us. So we're going to have name. I'm going to change this to stock. So the stock will be the stock name. We're going to have count that we're going to set to 1, which is good because that means that we found this stock. So the count right now is 1, not 0. And then the portfolio that we found it in will be here, and that will just be from the file name. And that's fine. So it won't be just the name, it'll be the file name, and that's okay for this. We don't have to go any further, but we could edit that and make it just the first name, right? We don't need the whole file name, the whole portfolio name. But anyways, we're gonna keep it like that for now. And then what we can do is we can append to the portfolios, we can append the file name to this if it's found, if the symbol is in the stock dictionary. All right, so I like that. Next, let's go ahead and create our else statement. We don't need an else if statement. So if the symbol is not in the stock dictionary, then we're going to create a new dictionary entry. And let me change this comment here. Check if the symbol is not already in the stock dictionary. All right, so else it is in the stock dictionary already. And so what we want to do is we want to update that count and we want to add the person's portfolio that the stock's in. Okay, so we're going to append the portfolio. All right, and that's easy enough to do. We just type stock underscore dictionary symbol count plus equals 1. So I'm just going to just tab over. Google already has what we want here. So we're going to do plus equals 1. So we're just going to add 1 to count, right? Remember, count starts at 1. So if it comes here, then the count's just going to add 1 every single time it goes to this else statement for that symbol. Okay, and then portfolios, remember we created portfolios here. So for portfolios, we're going to just append whatever file we're on. All right, and that should be easy enough. Okay, so I think that's good enough. Let's go ahead and run this. Okay, we did get a little error. Let's see. df equals pd.read underscore CSV file. Use clause equal symbol comma stock. Let's see. No such file directory Warren dash Buffett underscore portfolio clean CSV. All right. Let's take a look, shall we? Let's go in here. Warren dash Buffett. Let's scroll up. WARREN dash. There we go. I misspelled Buffett. That's why. So we have 2 T's instead of 1 T. So let's exit this. Let's run this again. Let's run this. And now let's run this. Let's see if we get the same error. Nope. So now we get a little check mark. So that's what happens when I misspell. And that's what I get for trying to remember all of the files. Okay, so let's go back down here. Everything looks good. Here we have our stock dictionary. So let's create a new cell. And now we want to convert the dictionary into a data frame. And we're doing this for easy viewing and exporting. Okay. So I'm going to create a variable called final_df, which will be short for final data frame. And I'm going to set it equal to ed.data frame, and then left parentheses and square brackets. Okay. And now inside of these square brackets, let me just press enter here. I'm going to put left and right curly brace, and let's just press enter here. And this is where we will go ahead and create our data frame. So I kind of like what Google has put here. I'm just going to tab over for now. So we're going to have a symbol column, and that will be not key, but symbol. And remember, we created symbol further up, right here, right? So we have symbol. Now stock will be, well, guess what? We created stock. We created stock right here. Okay. So that's under, let's see, that's under our stock dictionary. So let's do this. Let's put here for symbol, comma, data, and stock underscore dic dot items. Oops. Okay, let's go ahead and get rid of that. Okay. All right, so now I can use here, instead of value, we can put data, because we're getting data here, right? And we can use symbol because we're getting symbol from here. So that makes more sense. Yes. So we're going to get symbol from here, and we're going to get data from here. So now we're going to have data stock, and we're going to have data count. All right. And then I like portfolios. Let's just put, I guess we can keep portfolios like that. And we have it being comma separated. So it's a comma separated string here of the portfolio file names. And this should be data. Okay. All right. So now that should actually create our data frame, I believe. So let's go ahead and run this. That looks good. All right. Let's create a new cell. Okay. So next, let's go ahead and sort the final data frame. Let's sort it by the number of portfolios each stock appears in. And we're going to do this in descending order. Descending order. All right. So how do we know the number of portfolios each stock appears in? Well, that's through the count, right? So we're going to do, I like that, final underscore df equals final df sort values count by count, and ascending equals false. Perfect. Let's tab over. So we're going to have a sorted final data frame, and we're sorting it by the count. And are we sorting it in ascending order? No. So we set that to false. We're sorting it in descending order. All right, so let's go ahead and run this. Let's create a new cell. And let's see, we can save the file if we want to, but let's just, actually, we will save the file. Why not? So let's save the final merged data frame to a new CSV file. All right, so that's easy enough. We just type final underscore df dot to underscore CSV, and let's just call it merged underscore stock underscore portfolios.csv, and we'll just put index equals false here. All right, so now if I run this and I come over here, we should see merged stock portfolios, and this is what it looks like. Okay, so we can see our accounts, and really we can be done here, or we can print this out to the screen as well. So let's just take a look at this merged stock portfolio. So we can see the Amazon symbol here. We can see that this is the Amazon company, and it has a count of 3. So that means that it was found in 3 out of 4 of these portfolios. What portfolios? It was the Warren Buffett portfolio, it was the Keith Wood portfolio, and it was the Ray Dalio portfolio. Okay, so this tells me maybe Amazon is a stock I should look into. And let's scroll down. Let's see, maybe we can go to, let's change this to maybe 100. Okay, let's scroll down. We can see Google has Bill Ackman portfolio and has Ray Dalio. Okay, so Ray Dalio and Bill Ackman both invest in GOOGL. Now, what's interesting about this is Alphabet has another stock symbol, which is GOOG. So let's see if we can find that somewhere in here. GOOG. There we go. So we can see Alphabet here as well. And so it has a count, it has a count of 2. So here we have Kathy Wood and Bill Ackman. So really this, it kind of has 3 people as well. So Google might be a good stock to look into. And we probably could account for things like this and make a count based off of the stock name. But this isn't bad. So let's go ahead and exit out of this and exit out of this here. Let's create a new cell, and we're just going to print that information to the screen. So let's print the data frame in a nicely formatted Markdown table. And let's print, I like that. So we're going to print final underscore df dot to Markdown, and we're going to set index equal to false. All right, and then we have to add another parentheses here. Let's go ahead and run this. And so this will make it look really, really nice for us. I got to scroll up a little bit here. Let's see. There we go. Got to get that scroll bar. Okay. And so now we can see in this nice format, basically the same thing that we just looked at, right? But now it's just printed to the screen. Okay. So there we have it. All right. So again, there you have it, a Python-powered stock overlap analyzer that reveals what top investors have in common. You can use this framework to analyze your own watch list, compare ETFs, or even visualize trends across sectors. Note that you can get this code and or the dataset on Patreon at patreon.com/computerscience, and I will leave a link to that in the description below. And if you found this tutorial helpful, please click that like button, subscribe for more Python and finance content, and drop a comment if you want to see this tool taken to the next level with charts, filters, or maybe live updates. And thank you to the person who asked me to check out the dark mode. I do really like it. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Keep coding and stay curious. Bye-bye.